Hi, my name is Bernice, and this is ServiceNow developer and administrator. I am reviewing your questions for ServiceNow. This is the second part. I did the previous video, had the first part of the question, so I'm continuing on this. The first question, how are assets and CIs linked to each other? Assets and CIs are linked by model categories that associate the CI classes with the asset classes. What is a business service map in the CMDB, the configuration management database? The BSM map, business service management map. The business service management map graphically displays configuration items in the CMDB and their status. What is a record? A record is a row in a table. It can be database record is for a specific item or event in the table, and it has fields with the attributes related to that for that item. What is a record producer? A record producer is a catalog item that allows users to create task-based records in the service catalog. What is the difference between a data policy and UI policy? A UI policy acts when a database record is updated or inserted through a ServiceNow user interface UI. And the data policy acts when a record is inserted or updated by any method. What is the difference between async and after business rules? After business rules run after the database record is updated or inserted or deleted, async runs asynchronously. So the user does not have to wait to be completed. So the user can keep working and they don't have to wait. What is a choice list? A choice list is a type of field that lets the user select from a predefined set of choices. What are assignment rules? ServiceNow can automatically assign tasks to users or groups based on predefined conditions assigned to or assignment group. How do you upload multiple records? Using import sets, you load the data, create the transform map, and run the transform. What is data lookup and record matching? Data lookup and record matching allow you to define a field value based on specific conditions instead of writing a script. What is a CI, a configuration item? Configuration items can be physical, logical, or conceptual. They are configurations in your environment that are stored in the CM. What does it mean to impersonate a user? When someone with the admin or impersonate a user role can impersonate another user so that everything appears as they're logged in as that user. So they would see what that user would see if that user was logged in. So it's a good way to test changes or to debug. If there's problems, they can check to see what the user can access or what they can see. What is the difference between choice list and choice action? Choice list is a type of field. Choice action is when the import set contains a choice or reference. Other than those available, you have the option to accept, reject, or ignore. What are data dictionaries? Data dictionaries are meta tables that define the structure, attributes, and relationships of all other tables in a system. What does coalesce mean? Coalesce on transfer maps if they allows coalesce allows you to set a field as unique so that records are not duplicated. What is a data policy? Data policy allows you to enforce a rules on whether on the data that's if it's updated or inserted. If it from any source. So if it could be from an import set or the UI, if it can enforce mandatory or read only. How do you call a business rule from a client script? You would have to create a script include on the server side and then on the client side, call it with a glide Ajax. What is the task table? The task table is the core base table that is the parent of incident, problem, change, and other task based tables. It is the parent base table. The task table is the base table for all the task based tables in the system. What is a UI macro and how do you use it? UI macros are used to create custom controls and interfaces. What is a glide record? Glide record is an API. It is a Java class that is used to perform database operations without writing SQL queries. What is glide record versus glide aggregate? Glide aggregate is an extension of glide record. It allows you for database aggregation, count sum, min, max, average. What is the difference between global business rule and script include? The script includes only load on demand and do not impact performance. The global business rules are not advised to be used because they impact performance. They're loaded on every interaction between a user and the platform. What is an ACL? An access control list. They are rules for accessing tables and fields. What is table.none, table.start, and table.field? Table.none applies to the entire table. Table.field applies to just one field. Table.start applies to all fields except for those that have the table.field. What is the difference between parent, base, and core and extended tables? A core table is a table that is out of the box. The base table is a parent, but it's not a child of another table. So like the task table would be both, it's a core table and a base table. A task table is a parent table. It is a child table is such as incident for that. What is a database view? Database view combines it joins database joins like data from multiple tables for reporting purposes. What is an update set? Update set is a group of configurations that can be moved from one instance to another. How do you merge or validate update sets? First, merge. You would go to the system update sets and then retrieve update sets and then click on the merge update set. How do you validate update sets? Go navigate to the retrieved update sets and then click validate. Here, that is it for this set, and there will be another one coming soon. Thank you, and I wish you a great week.